Hello everyone, how are you doing today? This is a video basically going to be instructing you how to play the ADC role in League of Legends at a low level. So more or less what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to instruct you on how to, if you are a beginner in the game of League of Legends, I'm going to instruct you how to basically play the ADC role from top to bottom, including the items you would want to buy. Later on we'll get into videos such as the runes and masteries and things you'll want to use. Masteries is something you'll sort of want to build along the way. Runes are something that I wouldn't really worry with until you are mid-20s. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do, you're going to hit play, classic, Summoner's Rift, normal, and solo. What we're going to start with today, Ashe is one of my favorite champions to play with. We're going to be playing Ashe today. So what I'm going to try to do in this video is I'm going to show you from the beginning what items you want to start with. Starting what items, I'm also going to show you a build as far as your talents go, how you want to build those, starting with what talents and then what talents to go with next. This will kind of help you along with leveling and getting good with the game, so that when you actually do make it to level 30, you can start practicing and start playing ranked games and try to make your way on up the ladder. This, as you can see, is a secondary, a new count that I made to instruct these videos. So if you'll be so patient as for the game to start up, we'll go ahead and get into this. Alright. Should be any time now. As you can see, I don't have any champions bought on this account. Just the free champions and the one champion I'm going to be using for this video. So, should be any time now. If you would like to take a look, masteries go by, you get a new one each level. I would recommend you're playing an ADC roles like Ashe, start out with something like this. Every rank of this will give you a little more attack speed, so it's not a bad one to play for low level if you're going for an ADC role. Excuse me. Now, if you're going for something more along the lines of a support role, I would go with something more along, or a tank role more along these lines. There is one right in here somewhere that will, here we go, movement speed. Here we go. Let's get the game started. Alright.
All the world on one arrow.
Now, when you're in these lower level games, a lot of people like to call where they're going to be at in lanes. When you get higher level, most of the time, especially in ranks, you're going to be playing games that kind of require you to pick your lane before you come into the match. Your summoner spell is going to be right here. At low level like mine, level 3, I've got Ghost and I've got Heal. Those are the only two available to me right now. When you get to level 4, I would recommend going ahead and taking Ghost and Barrier. Ghost is good for getting away. Barrier you put it up and it will absorb damage. Heal is a good one to have. A lot of times these lower level though, your support will usually have heal. Alright, let's go ahead and lock this choice in and get started. So here we go. Alright. Now, should be pulling up any time now. And looks like everyone is at 100, so the game should come up any moment now. It's really neat skins you'll see around here sometimes. That's a nice Nasus right there. You don't see that one very often. And you don't see this show off very often either. Okay. Alright guys, so starting with Ashe at level 1, you want to go with Volley. The reason being is it kind of it's going to hit a bunch of your opposing minions at once, and starting out you're going to want to go with this Doran's Blade. That's 8 attack damage, plus 80 health, and 3 lifesteal at first. Lifesteal is pretty self-explanatory. I would go with the 1 health potion and the warding totem. They're going to be your 3 starting items you see right here, so pretty self-explanatory guys. And you're going to run down into this bottom lane, get started out. And when you get to approximately level 10, I think it is, you're going to get Smite. Smite is what people use to jungle with. So once you get up to that level, you're going to have people in the jungle, so you'll have it'll be a completely different game at that point. You won't have 2 people up top anymore. You'll still have 1 or 2 people who don't know much about jungling, who may still go top, but odds are anyone who's played for any length of time is going to go ahead and pick jungle over having 2 in the top.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
I will go ahead and warn you guys, there is a pretty toxic following to this game. You will see a lot of people arguing over things that just don't even need to be argued about.
I won't lead us astray.
One of the things that's been really important in this game, last hitting the minions, that's how you get your gold. So you always want to make sure you get the last hit on these minions. If these champions, the opposing team champions, if they are crazy enough to push up on you and get too far up in your lane, then go ahead and take the shot. I wouldn't recommend, you know, don't go chasing them too early on like this. It's a good way to get yourself killed, and getting yourself killed is it's a lot more detrimental to your team than it sounds, and it sounds bad enough. But if you were to die, it's called feeding in the game. You die, and it's going to give them a boost of cash on the opposing team. Not all players, just the player who got the kill on you, and if there's a player that got an assist, they're going to get a boost of cash as well. That's how, you know, they start building better items, and the better their items, the more damage they can do to you. And it can slowly lead to a snowball effect, being it's just something you don't want. So it's much more important to avoid death than it is to get kills, if you understand what I'm saying. So at all costs, avoid getting killed. Never chase. I'm not sure what the deal is with this. Not sure what the deal is with this support I've got here. She's not dying, you know, she's not doing anything too bad, but she is doing a lot of chasing on those. I guess just trying to get up there and force some kills. And so be it if she does. It's just like I said before, you know, you don't want to do things that's going to cause you a death, because a death, it's a very painful process for everyone on your team. When someone gets fed, it's hard. It's really hard to come back from that. You just really don't want to go through that. The heal that I have down here, the one that I picked up as my summoner spell, that is going to be used for if I were to say get really low. If my teammate here, the support, if she gets too low, and especially if she gets really low and we're trying to run away, that's going to be what it's used for. You don't just break it out, you know, if you lose a little bit of health, because it takes a long time for it to come back. So don't waste it. Save it for when you absolutely need it. And if that means saving it throughout the whole game and you never end up using it, that's a lot better than wasting it and then finding out you need it.
I do my best work from afar.
You don't want to use it and then find out you need it a few minutes later. As you can see, I'm running very low on mana. I like to try to stay in my lane until I'm at 1300 gold, but sometimes I just can't make that goal, so I may have to go back here shortly.
I always take the high ground.
Let's see.
You must press on.
Yeah, it's looking like I might have to go ahead and head back up, and if that is the case, then I'll show you some items that you want to pick up on your second visit. But it's best to wait and try to not go back until you've got about 1300 as an ADC. Going back up is that's another thing you really don't want to do unless you've got to. It can cause a push on your lane. You don't want to lose your tower. You especially don't want to lose your tower too early on.
My aim is steady.
Yeah, support kind of scares me. I'm just hoping she doesn't get killed. And she's kind of causing me to lose a couple of my farm here. Oh, let's see. So this W attack, you know, the one I was telling everyone to go ahead and pick up in the beginning, that's the one, as I said, you know, it shoots multiple arrows in kind of a triangular pattern, so that hits many of them at once. But oh, by the way, when you come back, it's BF sword. That's what you're gonna want to pick up as an item. The second one you're gonna want to go with when you hit level 2 is Ranger's Focus. This is triggered by hitting Q. You'll see when it pops up on your Q, you're gonna hit it and it's gonna sort of shoot a couple arrows. I'm stammering to find the word for what it really does, but it shoots multiple arrows, just in a fast pattern, not in a bunch of directions like the. Okay, alright, so I'm in a little trouble with this Lux down here.
Swiftly now. Lead the way. Do not confuse mercy for weakness.
Right. But yeah, that's another thing. Going back whenever, you know, if you're pushing a lot and you're getting hurt a lot and taking a lot of damage and you're having to go back a lot more often, like this Lux is, she's making it kind of hard. See, my enemies are already up to level 6, whereas I have not yet hit level 6 because it's been kind of hard for me to push this lane due to the fact that I've been here on my own.
United, we are stronger.
Alright, so at level 6, which I now am, you're gonna get your ult, which is the best of your abilities. My particular ult will freeze the enemy in place. It does damage as well as freeze the enemy in place. This is a really good one. You don't want to get caught out. I went ahead and hit her with it. I'm not gonna get the kill right now. I'm just trying to force her to back. If I can get her to go back, then I may have the opportunity to, you know, push this lane up a little bit, which would be great right now. However, you know, her partner is back through here right now. So even if she does go back right now, which I may be able to get her to do, probably still not going to be able to push it out much. See, in times like this, if you are playing a support, this is the kind of times you really, you really need to be down here, because we probably could have got that kill. It would have been really good to get it, because we really need to be pushing this lane up. But it'll work itself out. All will be okay.
I won't miss.
Just don't force any deaths on yourself, and you will be fine. For now, that's one of the biggest things. You want to stack your W and your Q at every opportunity you can. Now, your E is basically you can shoot it off in a direction, and it will reveal everything going on in that direction. You can't see your enemies unless there's a ward there, or unless you're in a certain range of them. But that particular item will reveal, or that particular skill will reveal everything in the area. So pick up a couple more health potions, pick up these boots, and I'd recommend going down here on the Bloodthirster and picking up one of these long swords.
We are one people.
And make your way back down to your lane. You don't want to stay long. Just get in there, get your items, and get back to your lane. A lot of times, your jungle will come down here and help you in situations like this. In this particular situation, my jungle is away, but we got a mid laner here. Let's see, they put a ward there, so I'm not really sure what they're.
Do not confuse mercy for weakness.
Yeah, I missed my ult. Bad times. But yeah, you just don't want to get caught out. You definitely don't want to miss your ult like that either, but you really don't want to get caught out.
Faster than my arrow? I think not. I do my best work from afar.
Rampage.
Swiftly now.
Yeah, everything's going pretty well right now. So basically what I'm doing right now is trying to get everything forward, just move on to the next phase, being once I get this tower down, you're going to move past the laning phase. Basically I would go to one of the other lanes and start helping one of my allies try to get their tower down. Now what's really important here is knowing when to get out. you're gonna have allies at this level start pinging you. They're just learning how to ping. They're gonna be pinging you because they think whatever they've got going on in their lane is more important. The biggest things to worry about right now are things like that. Stay out of the way of those. You don't want to get killed. As I've said many times before, it's really important not to die. It's more important not to die than it is to, try to push up this lane than it is to do any of those things. So I've got a second. I'm gonna go ahead and go back, try to heal myself, and grab a few items while I'm there. I'm sitting on 1,000 gold, so doing pretty well in terms of headed back to shop. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this longsword to the Venteric Scepter and grab another longsword. We are very close to building our first major item. And we're going to go ahead and grab 2 health potions while we're here too, and head back down there. When I get down here, at this point I should have enough damage. I'm sitting on an ult, and my volley W attack skill is built pretty much high enough to where I should be able to go ahead and get my first kill on this one. We'll go ahead and move in, try to see what we can make happen. And see, the lane's pushed up pretty well. Always pay close attention to your last hits. It really is a lot more important than I'm making it look in this video. But as for now, I'm just trying to give you guys a general rundown of what you need to be doing. As I've said before, it is really very important to make sure you get those last hits on those minions, because that's where your gold comes from. Now, Dragon, that's something when you're first getting started in the game, just beginning, it's not as important, so you don't stress yourself out about it. But Dragon is a great thing to get when you can. It's a big boost to attack. It can be a big boost to gold. Always make an effort to get it when you can, but as I've said, don't stress yourself out about it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, that first turret is down, we're gonna head up here and try to push this mid lane out. Right now we've got a couple of them running around this side, so we're gonna try to come up through here. Let's see, that was a good hit on that one, which allowed Akali to go ahead and get the kill on that Shogoth. So now that he's down, we got one down, you wouldn't realize how big it is sometimes to get those, one kill like that. Get one of those enemies down, it could amount to a lot. As of right now, you see he's down, so we've got a second longer to attack this thing, so we're going to get a lot of damage in on this. Could possibly even get it down right now, it really depends, but that's what I'm working on, is trying to get that down. Now that we've got that down, we can push this up farther, and we can actually get up here and hit them a lot harder. And now they took another one down. Now Akali did die for that one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I personally don't think it's worth taking a death for a kill. I really don't ever. I've never see a situation where taking a death is going to be worth it. So right now I'm doing pretty well on gold, I'm doing pretty well on health and mana, but I will go ahead and back because I'm holding around 1400 gold right now, so I can go ahead and get this, the Bloodthirster. So you want to go ahead and buy that. And 250 gold. We will buy 2 more health pots and head back into the fight. So we're gonna go straight to mid this time instead of heading back down there. As you can see, the lane's still pushed up pretty well. Unless that, if you know what, we'll go ahead and head back over here because I know she's gonna try to push that lane up. Maybe not, but I'll tell you what. Team fight doesn't. I wouldn't necessarily say it always takes priority because sometimes if your lane is getting pushed way up, then you always want to get down there and take care of that, unless there's an extreme team fight going on. But a lot of times, if you see a huge team fight going on here in the middle, then just get over here and help your team. It's very important to win those team fights because once you get them taken out, it's not going to matter if they're pushing your lane down or not, because you can get down there and take care of that after you guys take that team out, you know. I'll show you one of the ways I like to do this. You get down here and let's see. It's pushed up here, so we can't do much about that. She's going to check. Dragon's not up yet. Yeah, I could have told you that. Alright, so some stuff going on over here. They're pushing that up. I'm going to walk over here, or more say walk up here, and try to get this lane pushed up. So we're trying to get our minions back up here so they can do some more damage and try to get this lane. If we can get that turret up there taken down, then we could be in good shape as far as winning this thing goes. Always know your surroundings. You want to always keep these wards popped up. You don't want anyone coming up behind you. Yeah, that's definitely a no-no. You don't want anyone coming up behind you. Let's see. So we can go ahead and get this one down as well. And one more shot should do it. There we go. We'll have this one pushed all the way up here momentarily. Alright. Can we get one more?
I only need one shot.
Godlike.
This is called split pushing. Don't do it unless you've really got the experience for it, and don't do it unless your team can support it. What this basically does is you got both these lanes pushed up like this. It pretty much ensures that they can't come back. I mean, they can. It's going to take a lot of work, but
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Let fly.
but as long as you get these lanes pushed up well,
Never lose focus.
you should be alright. I'm doing pretty well on mana right now. Still holding about a half stack of mana.
Strike quickly.
And my health is at full, so I don't have much to worry about. We'll go down here and take care of this dragon real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and head back home. Start building another one of these bigger items. So you're going to grab another one of these, and the next one you're going to be building is right here, the Infinity Edge. So save up another 875. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and grab your
I
boots.
do my best work from afar.
You know what's really fun is to sometimes, just for fun, I'll shoot my ult just down from here and just hit people. It's really funny. It's really funny when they're really low health, like her. If I could hit her, that'd be so perfect. It'd be hilarious. You know, you guys would laugh. So that gives me an assist. Getting really close to the end here. There's not a lot they can do about it. It's pretty much inevitable. But right up here, you can't start fighting the Nexus until those towers are down. So once you get them down, you get up here and start hitting this thing, and that's what ends the game. So I guess it's just me, but once you take that thing down, that's gonna end it. And that is just a basic rundown of how to play your ADC role. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep tuned and keep an eye out for my next videos to be coming, which will be support roles, top roles, mid lane, and jungle. Well, take it easy, Jen.